Of course, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today's topic is freedom of speech. Is there such a thing? And of course, what happens? Technical difficulty. Our mics wouldn't connect. Our cameras wouldn't connect. And
Friday morning.
That's it. Of course, a big shout out to our friends over at carsauto.com, CARSS, for all of your automotive needs. Here's the cool thing about Cars, outside of them just doing fantastic work, Cap, is that if you're busy, you don't have to try to find time to take your car there. They will have somebody come pick up your car, take it, work on it, and then bring it back to you. So if you're at work, you don't have to take time off of work. You can go park your car where you normally do. They'll come pick it up. They'll fix it, change the oil, tires, whatever.
They do a great job.
Yeah, and come on back, which is awesome. And again, another new sponsor, right? Minuteman Press right here in Crystal Lake. If you need anything with your logo on it, you need a banner, whatever it is that you need printing or swag, Minuteman Press here in Crystal Lake.
They do just about everything.
Yeah, they're great. Business cards, you name it. They are awesome. And of course, there is our good friend Uncle Pete. Uncle Pete says, "Hey, if you want to be part of this most unique show here at 216 Creator Studios, then just put that right in your URL, and away you go. You can come right on stage with us. That's it. Let me do something here."
Oh, so much better.
That takes the shine off your head a little.
You're
all right.
Yeah, if you think so.
We'll be all right.
Right.
Yeah. So I know we put in there better late than never, but the big thing going on this week, big crazy thing going on this week is a big argument about freedom of speech. And is freedom of speech free? That's the real question. Do we have such a thing as freedom of speech? That's the real question.
I don't know. Kelsey, you want to hit that first?
I think it tailors to where you are at. Like, if you're outside with your friends, sure, there's some freedom of speech. But if you get around certain law enforcement, if you're inside of a building, we all have to obtain to that sort of professionalism. So I think that's kind of where it draws the line. And when I was looking up the history of it, like, that's where in 1942 fighting words came.
Oh.
And so if there's an argument outside, threatening and all that, that's against the law. That goes against freedom of speech. So.
Well, and I think what we're getting at is you're not allowed to say certain things anymore out loud, or, freedom versus respect, I guess. I mean, I think we're hindered. Yes, I think freedom of speech only goes so far, especially today. I know why Deke brought up the topic. I'll let him tackle on that. But, the freedom of saying what you want, words are powerful. Do they physically hurt you? No, but, Hitler had words too, and people followed him. And that turned out to be not so great. So I think, I don't know. And we're talking right now about anything we want. So I think there is some freedom. I think, just common sense and respect are two things that just don't go out in the world anymore. So that might be one of those. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. You got
that's the grounds this week.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
I mean, I know why you brought up the topic.
Yeah. So to give some context to everything is, this week, a late night show host, Jimmy Kimmel. We've known Jimmy for years and years and years. The FCC came in and said that he was spitting some bad verbiage, right? And ABC indefinitely suspended him and his show, right? And he had made a remark. He had made a remark about the assassination that happened, last week or whatever. And that he made a political statement, I guess, right?
In joking form too. I heard what he said.
Well, I mean, it's also like the America talk show 2 days ago. A gentleman on there made a hot chocolate joke, and he got suspended.
Yeah. So
it's okay to say grab him by the pussy, I guess. You're right.
I don't know.
It all depends on your audience.
That's right. Depends where you're at.
Huge,
don't cancel me.
So here's what I know is a lot of people again are trying to make this a political thing. A lot of people are trying to bring up the First Amendment, not the Second Amendment, freedom of speech. Right. Here's what I know, and here's why I say.
Well, they're good. Okay.
The FCC is a government entity, right? And every major network. We started out on a radio station back in 2016, and we had to abide by specific rules.
Regulations.
That the FCC laid down, and if we didn't, that radio station could be fined pretty steeply. And so you really don't have freedom of speech because of the FCC. We couldn't say fuck. We couldn't say, bullshit.
Sure.
There were things. That's why we enjoyed moving over to, the unregulated side of podcasts and internet radio. So we didn't have. So when you're regulated by the FCC, you don't have free speech. When you work for a company, you don't have free speech. You can say what you want, but they can always fire you.
I was just going to say, I mean, right? You can say what you want and they can do what they need to do. They're still a business, right? So I guess hand in hand, if you own a big company and you have an employee spurting their mouth off saying weird shit, I'm pretty sure they're going to get fired. Right,
representing the company.
Now, is so everything right now on social media and in the world, everything is based on: are you taking the red pill or the blue pill,
right? Or
are you the asshole in the middle? That's what they're saying. But I don't think this is really a political thing more than it is. And I heard what he said, and it was in joking form, and people laughed, and then somebody out there didn't like it. Because they were political, and how that came across the line. Next, de facto, no job.
Well, we talked about it as well, right? A lot of people are, Jimmy Kimmel. Well, let's not forget this is a Jimmy Kimmel who blackfaced, right?
He did
that. Same people who are I'm Carl Malone, right? But it is. It was funny. It was
funny.
Yeah. He's also the same guy who did the Man Show, which sexualized
girls on trampolines.
Yeah, right.
Love that show.
But because he said he was sorry, they've forgiven him because he's on their team, right? Sure. So like I told a friend, I was like, it's not the first time this guy has crossed lines. Why is everybody up in arms that they're surprised that he did? Right? I think what they're surprised is he got fired for it. And I'm like, listen, the guy's a multimillionaire. He's not hurting. He and his wife and kids, they're still going to be able to eat, right? Yeah. And hey, Don, good morning. Yep, we got here. And so here's what he's going to do.
Donnie.
He's going to do a podcast if he doesn't already.
David Letterman, same thing,
right? So
crushing it.
Yeah, it might just be a relief for him to be out from under the thumb of the FCC, where he can then create his brand of humor that's good. I mean, Adam Carolla, his old partner, on the Man Show, has an incredible podcast, and he had some great things to say. And it's if you don't follow Adam Carolla, you should. It's a pretty good podcast.
Yeah, he's a smart dude.
Yeah, very. Yeah. Both of them are. Hey, look who's coming in here. Speaking of freedom of speech, Don, good morning.
Morning, Don.
Look at that handsome.
Thought I'd join you this morning. I'm trying to bring some luck to my Chiefs here. So with the hat,
three game losing streak there. Yeah, it's funny.
No, they're not going to lose. Well, they are. They did lose 3 going back to Super Bowl, but
funny that they're losing now that they fired the refs. Oh, sorry.
yeah, whatever. Another conspiracy. This show about conspiracy theories today.
That's right. Foil hat again.
That's right.
Yeah. Get out your foil hat, Drew.
Yeah.
But yeah, so right now, Don, as you know, we're chatting a little bit about freedom of speech. Yep, do we have it? It's a big thing that's got a lot of people up in arms.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what I've said: I can't run into an airport and scream, "I've got a bomb!"
Right. Oh.
Right.
Very, very bad.
I mean, I can.
Well, you can. There will be consequences. Yeah.
That's right. Huge consequences. Right? And so I laugh because people are what is the true intent behind the First Amendment? Right? Does anybody know?
In very simple terms, not how it's written, but I always think of it. It's there to protect ugly speech, not pretty speech, because you don't need to protect pretty speech. It's there to protect our ability to say stuff that is awful.
Yeah, I mean, it was truly written so that the government couldn't push propaganda on on and to the people, right?
Well, and I think, Deke, that's where this is getting a little confusing. Is people can act like if a company fires somebody for saying something crazy, they want to call that "quote unquote" censorship. Censorship is what you just talked about. If the government shuts somebody down, that's it.
Or what I just did to you, Don, and mute your microphone. That's censorship.
I saw the button pop up, muted. I was like, did I push a button accidentally? But yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it works. You just demonstrated it very well there, Kent. But I don't like censorship of any kind, even if it's kind of in the marketplace. The whole cancel culture, I never liked it because, and quite frankly, there's some people that if I disagree with them, I want them to keep talking because they sound a fool. And I think that's the best medicine sometimes.
Themselves, right?
That's right.
Yeah, just let them talk. That's why I hate watching Congress hearings. They just yell at each other.
That's all they do.
It's a waste. I said to somebody, I had a long text string about this very subject last night and this morning with someone. And I said, yeah, those things are, if they're public, they're a waste of time. Yeah. And Kent, I've said for years, I long for reasonable debate, and it's hard to find.
Yeah,
because people just scream and holler at each other. But for me, I don't like when people are quote unquote, and I'm putting quotes censorship because official censorship can really only come from the government. But I don't like it because I'd rather just be more speech and pick the ideas you agree with the most.
Well, the problem that I see, the problem that I see is that people think. Everybody's got the freedom of speech, right? But people don't understand they get the freedom of hearing.
Yeah, good point.
Okay? So if Drew is sitting here saying something that I disagree with, I can simply just turn him off. I can leave. I don't have to listen to him anymore. I don't have to sit here and try to go, "You're wrong," right? Now you could do what my wife does, and her freedom of speech goes quiet for days. Right. And that's what I know I fucked up, right? but the truth is, look, had it not been all over the news, I'd had no idea what Jimmy Kimmel said because I don't watch the show.
Right. Same here.
It didn't bother me. Right. And even what I heard didn't bother me. Why? Because I don't watch the show. I don't. Right.
Well, here's the killer of it. It's just more distraction.
Yeah.
What else do we throw out there to distract people? Jimmy Kimmel. and like you said, he's not going to suffer. Listen, there's consequences to actions.
Yeah.
And then for every action, there's a reaction, period. And so people in power, period, if they have the power to do something, they're going to demonstrate it and be like, see what I did.
Right.
And you can still talk. They didn't cut your tongue out.
Right.
You can still talk. There's some places in the world where
you can't. Your
tongue out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now you really don't have the freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Or a lot of other things. I think we kind of take what we think is in our regulation handbook, and then we just blow it up to be this ginormous monster to where it creates a division and not a division of people, just of hate and not knowing how to separate emotion from words. And listen, like Don said, a good debate. I mean, it's okay. I don't hate you if I disagree with you.
Amen. That's what I've been saying for years.
That's my generation, though. A lot of my generation.
I hate you because of your face.
I hate me because of my face.
At least you got a reason then, D.
We both agree upon that, so it's not really a thing.
That's right.
I don't know. I think we blow every detail up to be this monster when there's bigger things to worry about.
Yeah.
Everybody goes through something. Jimmy Kimmel lost his job. He's not hurting. He's going to be fine. David Letterman did the same thing.
Well,
he's on his own podcast now.
Let's roll it back. And Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
The same. He got let go.
Roseanne Barr.
Yeah. So it happens.
This isn't, like you said last week, Dick, this isn't new.
It's not. No, but and here this, and I don't follow Tucker Carlson, but when he got let go a few years ago or whatever, he was the devil for spewing what he was spewing, and now he's on a podcast or whatever, right? And it didn't hurt him, right? But
and guess who was one of the people who really celebrated publicly his firing?
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Right.
It's just odd where it's like we tend to we get a little more comfortable with censorship if it's something we don't like getting censored.
I like what Shana says. Remember when the wolves were taken out? We didn't know how important they were to the ecosystem. Yeah. Remember bullies? Did they serve in a way we don't understand? And there's a lot to that, and I love that, Shana, because yes, look, I was bullied. I bullied. That's part of the ecosystem.
You're the worst bully ever.
Right? Oh, I was.
He was really bad at it. True.
Horrible.
I was a little guy, and so I had a lot of big friends, so I could run my mouth.
Talked a lot of shit.
I talked a lot of shit, bro. But the fact of the matter is that's what toughened my skin. That's what gave me calluses, right? Yeah. Hey, trust me, I got my nose broke. Yep. I ain't kidding you, right?
Well, when you said something, right, exactly. You said something that somebody didn't like, but you might have pushed that level to, in their mind, a little too far.
I mean, if teachers had the right to strike students, have been beat up.
Hey, when you had teachers who had a paddle with the holes in it so that they could swing it faster.
I chose that too several times.
Before I got home, I got beaten by neighbors. Right. And then phone calls with my father. My father was just like, start without me.
Right. Are you still mad at those girls, Drew?
Yeah, I am. Stop it, Don. You're ruining the surprise.
I'm sorry, that was mean, but that was funny. As Larry the Cable Guy would say, "I'm sorry, Lord, but that was funny."
Absolutely. You're canceled.
That's right. We'll just mute him.
Writing the fine line on the peanut butter train. Listen. Everything seems to be, hey, the right wing this, hey, the left wing this. Yeah. I just see. Listen, I'm not part of the wing. I'm on the plane and it's on fire and it's fucking going down. And that's the way I see it. Listen, if we're all on the plane, those two wings have to figure out what the fuck they need.
Yeah.
And if you're one way and your belief system is going to be one way, and you hear something you don't like and you have power, you're going to push that envelope to show them.
Yeah. And
so that's where we're at. It's about emotion. It's not about freedom. It's about your emotion and what kind of power you have to create a consequence for somebody's action or freedom of speech.
Chelsea, you're awful quiet.
I said stuff in the beginning that I was talking about, it's freedom of speech, but it depends on where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm with my friends, I will talk however I please.
Right.
But then if I'm in an area where it's culturally diverse, absolutely not. You have to,
Yeah.
it's roles that we play that I feel like the world
love that.
forgets.
Yeah.
And people used to call that fake or hypocritical. It's not fake. That's called versatile.
Yeah.
Like I've been able to adapt hanging out with these old folks and talk how I want. And then I can
She's talking about you. She's talking about you, dude.
and then I can also go to work and be very professional. There's a different type of language we speak.
So
when
wait, you
we're
ain't
all around the
professional
world.
around me? What? Hold on. Hold on.
So I feel like that's just what the world is not understanding.
You're about to get beat up by a girl.
So it is freedom of speech, but it's also one of those, if you want to say what you want in front of a very professional setting, you better understand your consequences coming back. So and don't be surprised by them.
Well, that's the whole thing. You can push the envelope, and all of a sudden they go, "Yeah, you're done."
I'm trying to lick the envelope.
Well, and I think one of the things that, again, there's no way to know for certain why Jimmy Kimmel was fired, but my personal belief is if that show was rocking and making a ton of money, that we wouldn't be having this discussion.
Well, yeah, I mean, with all the streaming and the different things going on all the time, these late night shows aren't. They don't have the draw and attraction. All the boomers are getting older. The Xers are getting older. I mean, hell, if I'm awake at 10:30, I'm working on something. If it's 10:30, I'm usually not.
I was going to say, if it's at 10:30, I'm awake. I'm up past my bedtime.
Yeah, I get up at 4 in the morning.
There's no reason to be up before 7.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Should be in bed.
You should. Everybody.
It used to be, Kent, nothing good happens after midnight. No, it's nothing good happens after 10.
That's right.
Hell, nothing good happens after Wheel of Fortune. We talk.
I love
nothing good happens when Wheel of Fortune starts.
That's right. Listen, the whole thing is, I think it all boils down to a lack of education. We in America are very, very dumb. The First Amendment, freedom of speech. We don't know the intent. We don't know why. We've stopped educating people on things, right? And when we get our education and our news from TikTok, and we get our education and our news from memes, that's the education people are getting, and we don't know. And to your point, it's all done with emotion, right. So there's no learned anything anymore,
and I love that ignorance is bliss for some, right?
Yeah.
So some people just want to push the envelope to push the envelope. So I mean, do you ever remember if you had good parents? If you heard this when you're younger, watch your mouth.
That's right.
Actions speak louder than words.
That's right.
Right. Watch your mouth. Who are you talking to? It's respect.
Yep.
And what kind of person are you when you have to say all kinds of derogatory things?
Yeah.
Right. But climbing back to the freedom of speech as an adult, you have the right to speak your opinion. And if you're on a platform, you have that right too. However, that platform is owned by a business. They have the right to let you go.
That's right.
So that whole thing kind of is not a freedom of speech thing. It's just a business thing.
It's a business thing. Yeah.
So,
Shayna, I love it. I'm going sane versus insane. Half are following the rules of a civil society. It's pissing the rule followers off and giving them ideas, right? It's probably a super small percent that gets amplified. I think so. I think that's why I say, had it not blasted all over social media and in the, on my streams or come up as a headline on the front page of Google, I would never have known that he said anything.
Right.
I didn't find his show funny. I used to love the Tonight Show when Johnny Carson was on.
Amen.
I didn't really like it when Jay Leno was on. I don't like it.
Do you know who Johnny Carson is?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
She wouldn't know who Johnny Carson is. Yeah.
Yes, that's
correct. So when Don and Deke walked the planet and rode dinosaurs to work.
That's right.
That's who hosted the Tonight Show back in our younger days. Yeah.
I love the late. I love late night with David Letterman. Right.
The early years.
Yeah. So those things are all great back in the day, but the times and society has changed, and now I find more humor watching dumb videos on TikTok than I do, watching a late night interview show.
Well, you know what I found out? I found out if you're absolutely looking for great content to watch, if you go to YouTube, 216 Creators.
Oh,
Studios,
yeah, baby.
Click on that. You're going to see several shows like The Grounds. You're going to see, what's the new show that's kicked off? the other day.
We've got a new show dropping on Wednesday, the bottom of the suggestion box with Kelsey
That's a good one.
Adams. So it's a small business owner who kind of is making fun of people giving her suggestions on how to run a business that don't run a business. It's very, very good. Yeah.
Let's Talk Local is a great one
Yeah.
about all your local businesses, and stay tuned for Let's Talk Local New Jersey. That's coming on.
Yeah.
Too,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to that, and then ding that bell for the future notifications.
That's it.
And that's my ad.
And you know what? Another great guy and team member here at 216.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for taking a coffee break with us. We'll be back to our program in a minute, but hey, Drew, let's talk Piano Trends music for a minute here.
Piano Trends, one of my favorite conversations. We're talking trumpets, we're talking pianos, we're talking saxophones, trombones, trumpet, you name it, guitars, acoustical guitars, customized guitars, lessons. Listen, books. They got everything. PianoTrends.com. Please check them out. Tim, what is it that you're known for at Piano Trends?
Service, rentals, sales, repair, lessons, everything. We're the small shop that does everything in our community.
Love it. Check them out. Shoot them a quick address if they want to come visit you.
35 Berkshire Drive, Crystal Lake, Illinois. But you can find everything on the website at pianotrends.com.
PianoTrends.com. Thanks, folks.
See you later.
Good stuff.
Tim's such a great
You're an amazing
guy.
voice actor.
So Tim is out on vacation.
Yeah.
And my email keeps blowing up with all kinds of work stuff. I'm like, it's not really a vacation, Tim.
Right.
If you're constantly emailing me.
Right. And gibberish. Listen, we've got the grounds. It's time for the grounds on the grounds. This is the new segment on the show, and show them the grounds so that they know that there are coffee grounds in there.
They're K-Cups
They're
because
the
the other podcast room is down for the count.
Down. Absolutely.
Grounds is on top of its game today, isn't it?
Right. So the grounds, this portion is we dig into the grounds, the gritty, dirty, and there's a topic there that no one really knows, but we're going to discuss that topic, and I think it's a good one.
Go ahead.
Let's hear it.
What power level on your cell phone causes you anxiety?
Ooh.
Right?
I don't know who wrote that. Who wrote that one?
Outside.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Yeah.
I can start. I'm
It's my
terrible.
handwriting,
I'm
too.
one of those that's terrible. I don't think there's a number, but man, I'm kind of obsessive about not letting it go even below like 70. It's ridiculous.
You're a
But
70%er.
yeah, it's silly. I know it's silly, but some
You're
reason I'm plugging mine in. If I can, I'll plug it in. Even if it's at 90.
Yeah. And when it hits 100, you're the guy who leaves it plugged in for another 5 minutes.
No,
Just to
that I tend to that I've changed. I used to do that. I've changed from that. I unplug it now when it's 100 because I don't think it's good for the phone. So I've been told. I have no idea if that's true, but I got told that once. I heard it on the internet. I read it on the internet. It must be
Right.
true.
I read
Let
all
it drain all the way down.
Yeah.
All the way down, and then charge it all the way back up. Otherwise, start shortening it battery life.
That's right.
Yeah, I've heard that's better for them, Drew, is that if you literally do let it go all the way down sometimes,
it is.
it's hard.
Yeah.
So I do that more than I used to, but I'm kind
Kelsey,
of silly about it.
what about you?
I would probably say like 32%.
Okay. Going
And
down
then
to the magic
sometimes when it gets to the red bar, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta charge it.
Mm.
I forget. But
Yeah,
I have chargers
I'm a
everywhere.
15%er.
Yeah.
Boy, that's when you start getting anxiety.
Because you get an alert at 15 usually too on your phone, I think.
But I got power saving mode, so I know it'll last me
Yep.
another couple hours.
Yeah.
Get to a charger, plug it in. And the anxiety part of it, it's not really anxiety. It's more or less like I might be free for a couple hours of this,
It's excitement.
you know. So
Yeah.
I like the excuse of saying my phone died.
And so I can't tell you what percentage level because mine's a little picture. I've got the little picture of a battery, and there's a portion when I'm looking at it through the right line on my glasses, and I think that it's dropped below that 50%. That I'm like, oh fuck, jeez, oh man, right now my battery will last like 2 days, right? I don't, but
the picture is not looking right.
right. It's the
through the
truth.
lines of my glasses.
It's the truth. I'm like, oh man, oh my God, my phone's about ready to die, right? And I love not necessarily. I'm not one of those guys who are like, oh, if I leave the house and I don't got it, like panic, like, oh my God. I'm like, ooh, okay, well, it's at home. I'll get it when I get there. And I do use it for work and everything, but yeah, I don't know what level, but it's weird to me that there is that little bit of anxiety when you see that level on your phone. You're like, oh, right? Even though a lot of us are like, good, go ahead and die, but at the same time, it's like, oh my gosh,
Let me throw one a little bit different at you with the same concept, right? What's your anxiety level at when you're waiting on a response?
Do I see the typing bubbles or no?
I mean, I'm
That's
at,
awesome.
well, I love it because my wife she'll leave a period and then go back to work, and it looks like she's constantly typing. I'm like, is this a dictionary you're typing? What are you doing?
She's writing a novel.
Right. I mean, so I'm in the way I was trained, and I guess it might be part of my OCD is I respond immediately. If somebody asks for something, I'm on top of it. They get it. I'm on top of my game all the time. But then when I expect somebody else to be, or I'm waiting on an answer for something so I can continue to do the project or the different project, and it's like 2 days go by, and I'm like, what are we doing? Right. So I get to the point sometimes where I'm like, if my phone dies, who cares? You know what? Everybody else can wait because I wait on everybody else. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. So you want your text response to be like like we're doing right now, a conversation. You hit me, I'm hitting you back.
Yeah, no,
ping,
I mean,
ping,
it could be a little bit of time, but if you're like, hey, I'll get back to you with that answer, and you're kind of waiting on an answer, and 2 days go by, at least shoot me a text in respect to be like, hey, still trying to get an answer, something.
Kels. Yeah, Drew, I'm kind of like you. Where it's even worse for me is when it's somebody you know well enough to know that they're on their phone like 23 and a half hours a day.
Correct.
So they've seen the text. If they don't respond, then it's kind of like, oh, that was the one time in the last 6 years you haven't looked at your phone for 2 hours.
Unless you're Alice, and then I'm like, why did I even get you a phone? You don't answer. You don't answer text. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't understand why am I paying this bill.
Save the bill, save the money, and not have her have one right there.
All right.
I would say, like, why can't they text you back, but then they do a post on social media? That is a irk. I'm like, okay, so you didn't see my text, but I saw your post. So now what do I do?
And it says 2 minutes ago. Right.
Like, 2M.
And your text was 3.5 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago. Yeah.
They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, social media tells all your lies.
Yeah. So my ADHD, if you hit me with a text, I got to hit you back. Right now, I know not everybody's ADHD like I am, but at the same time, like if I'm driving, I don't text while I'm driving.
Right.
I don't.
I get that.
Right.
Yep. I don't.
So there are times where like Alice is like, when you're going to be home, and I'm sitting in the living room. I'm like, I'm here in the living room. And her and the kids are always like, "You're an idiot, Dad. We see." I said, "Yeah, but you sent me a text. I can't let it go unanswered."
Right.
Right. That's just me. But the only thing that irks me is like when I'm driving and somebody shoots me a text, right, and I don't answer right away because that's my habit, and then I get the hello,
yeah,
and then
question mark,
right,
right,
and I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm literally driving. And I tell people, if I'm driving, I don't respond. And I don't have an Apple that says, well, I'm in driving mode. I'll have to text you later. You know what I mean? I don't have that dumb Apple phone, right? Don't cancel me, Apple. So
it's got nothing to do with the rest of us.
So to me, I don't do that to people. ... Hello. I'm like, whatever.
No, I won't
right?
do that either.
So I'm like, then I get pissed and I'm like, listen, pick up the damn phone and call me.
I can talk on the phone when I'm driving. I can't.
I'm to the point where if I think it's been enough time, I just call people.
Yeah.
And people see their phone ring now. They're like, what do I do? It's ringing.
Yeah.
I think it's fun to call people back, Deke, if they text you while you're driving, to call them back, because most people today, it's just almost freaks them out when they do get a phone call like that. So
Yeah.
if it's something I need to answer, if they need an answer and I'm driving, I will call them back.
I will too. And if they don't pick up that damn call, I leave the longest voicemail message in the
Yeah,
history.
awesome. That's a
Like-
great idea. I'm going to steal that idea.
I don't leave long voicemails. I'm just like, hey, listen, I know what you're doing. When you're done, just make sure you wash your hands. Call me back.
Oh man,
You know, and that they'll remember that.
Get the knuckles.
They'll probably
Right. But to me, that's it's so funny that as we're talking freedom of speech, as we're talking this, and it rolled into text and things like that. Texts are like emails, just short emails, right? And you're like, wait, is that person pissed at me? Wait, hold on, what happened? It doesn't have to be in all caps. You just know the person's personality, and you're like, wait, hold on.
Well, you gotta also understand the person that you're texting, and they're texting you back. What age are they? Because they don't know.
Yeah.
You know, like it could be all caps. They have no idea what that means. They're just trying to get a message back.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
I don't even think it's age. One of my friends is like 45 and he never knows when I'm joking. Like, and I'm the most jokefullest person you'll ever meet.
I mean, a young guy
You
like
know?
that. Yeah. I mean,
And
when you're that young, I get
The
it.
texts are cold, man. It's hard to
people
read
hide
sometimes.
behind
You know.
text messages.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's why they don't want. And then I hate when people are like, "Well, call me," and I'm like, "Why can't you just call me? Like, what's the difference?"
Yeah. Or you get a good morning.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Good morning back to you.
Like, hey, hope you have a good day. I don't.
What are we looking for? I bless her soul. I love her dearly. She is a school bus driver. Her name is Tony, and it's my cousin, and she's very sweet. But she'll text. I don't hear from her forever, and then all of a sudden I get a text being like, "It's going to be a sunny day today," out of the blue, and I'll be like, "That's awesome." And then she'll send me a smiley face, and then I'll be like, "How are you?" And she'll be like, "I'm driving the school bus today," and I'll be like,
Don't text me. I'm driving.
"This could be a phone call later, right?" You know,
Right.
And it just stops.
Yeah.
And some people tell me, hey, well, I haven't heard from you lately. I'm like, yeah, that phone only doesn't work in one direction. You have my number.
Right.
You can call me too. You know,
Right.
It's amazing. Technology changed the space of communication.
Yeah.
When it used to be the long cord that would tie up in the thing, and you're gonna walk around the house and, Mom, I'm on the phone. Get off the phone. Right. It was a whole different world because you couldn't wait to call your friend. You couldn't wait to. Now and everything else comes. You don't know how to read it. Sometimes it's cold. And now there's so many different emojis involved and symbols and I said to my daughter once. She said, I'll be home at 4. And I said, okay, send. She was like, called me instantly. Why are you mad at me?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, you said, okay, that means you're angry. I'm like, in what fucking dictionary? Where's this rule book?
Right.
Right.
The unwritten rules. They're unwritten. Yeah.
Yeah. What is happening?
I don't know.
And that's and going back to the freedom of speech part is now we've got emoji speech, we've got text speech, we've got email speech, we've got verbal, and we've got body language speech, I remember, and Don, you probably do too, when Uncle Pete was around, and Pete is not a small guy, right? Shaped like an ice cream cone. And and he was at a training for this company, and he was the contracted HR, and or he was there doing some training with the HR, whatever. And they're like, you're sitting, your man spreading or something, because he didn't have his legs together.
Oh,
right.
And he's like, what?
Yeah.
This is how I sit.
So why are you looking?
It's very offensive. It's very offensive to us that
kiss
you
the
do
buddy
that,
on the nose.
It's so much harder to ditch people.
Yeah, when something wasn't offensive yesterday and it is today, it's kind of hard to keep up,
Yeah.
Well, and we don't know because they keep changing the meaning of words.
Oh yeah. Right.
If you were woke, that means you just got up from a nap.
That's right.
Yeah,
I don't remember who said it, but it's the old "just because you're offended doesn't make you right." That's just
100%.
Right.
100%.
Exactly.
And nobody's ever died from being offended.
Well, that's
So really
that's the other thing. There are times in my life I'm very busy between the studio, between between coaching, between my other businesses. I'm just sitting here and I'm like, I'm busy, and then all of a sudden a day goes by and I'm like, oop, I still see that I didn't, and I sit there sometimes. I'm like, and I go, I wonder how many days got to go by before this person picks up the phone or retexts. Right, without a response, right? I'm busy, but try calling, maybe. Let's talk. It's funny.
Well, I'll tell you, Deke, you demonstrated this morning on this whole texting things, because obviously when you guys had some technical issue, I texted you. You are a quick text back. I texted you guys on this morning, and man, it was within a minute. Yep, working on technical difficulties. And then he sent me another text, and I'm thinking, you don't have to text me anymore. Just fix it. You just go back to fixing it.
That's because at 7:30 it'll be 7:28, and Deke's just walking through the door. And I'm like, where are you?
Yeah. Hey, I do coffee with guys from church every Friday.
That's
morning.
right. That's right.
And that's important. But, yeah, and it wasn't my fault that the people were driving slow because it's a beautiful day.
That's right.
I don't get it. The people in Illinois don't know how to drive when the sun is shining.
So seldom, huh?
I said it. There, I said it.
That's it. Good night, everybody.
That's right. Yeah. So I think there's just in communication, freedom of communication, and communication in general is it's not broken. There's a ton of layers now. Right. Back in the day, Kelsey, when I was young, we had to worry about commas and grammatical errors so that if we were writing something, it could be read correctly and not misconstrued. Right. You put a comma in the wrong place or don't use one.
Now they just don't use any of
right.
That. I still do that. That's why it takes me longer to text. And then I reread it back. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Does that sound right?
Somebody's got to tell the orange man, you don't have to sign your text.
Right.
Yeah, we know who you are.
Yeah, we know who you are.
But so now I don't think communication was simple. We had body language and verbal. That was it. Now we've got layers, right? We've got text, we've got emojis, we've got GIFs or GIFs or whatever the hell they are.
So there's platforms too, right? What used to be like Twitter is now X or whatever.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
But now the big stories is like, and then Bobby Joe tweeted this, and then they put it up on the screen, and it's like I'm reading it. I'm like, there's no context to it, so it's in between the lines.
Right.
If only if you knew what it meant. I'm like, why are we wasting time with this?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Or it's on your phone. You can't read it anyway.
Right.
It's so small. You're like, what?
Trying to blow it up.
Right. What is happening here? That's the truth. We get snippets. Sound. That's all that Congress is now. Is they fight for sound bites to put out on social media instead of trying to make our country better. Right. It's so stupid.
Wow.
But now there's a ton of layers, and you need to know which layer, because if I'm talking with Lucy, I've got to talk to her in a layer that she understands, right? If she's talking to me, she's going to talk to me in her layer. So I've got to try to understand that. But if I were to send her a nice email with the proper punctuation and whatnot, she's not going to read but the first two sentences. Right? Because it's long and boring, and I don't have time for this. Right. I need a quick hit and go.
Got 5 words all the way up to the period. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Out of a book. Right?
Yeah, why? I can really spell.
Well, then it's like, wow, why are you so mad? Why'd you put a period there? That's a hard stop right there.
What does articulate mean?
Right. If I'm communicating with Kelsey, she's got different layers that she's grown up under and been under. Right. Mm-hmm. She got an old soul, so I can communicate well with her.
Yeah, she does.
Right. But
she's real.
I've shared stories communicating with the 19, 20-year-old, 21-year-old athletes that I'm dealing with. Right. What do you mean eat an elephant? Why would you eat an elephant? Right. That's a weird thing to choose. Why would you eat an elephant? Oh my God.
Why would you eat an elephant?
Dig, it's funny. You what, 10 years or so ago, I had about, I don't know, 40 people that I worked with, and I walked out on the floor and I hummed the tune of Hawaii 5-0.
Oh yeah.
And
My-
everybody just looked at me like, "What are you?" I was like, "Oh, let me just grab my cane and go back into my office."
Shane, I agree though. All these layers, it does make
Yeah.
make us entertaining at
No
times.
doubt.
Shane says, I absorb a high amount of content. I've noticed they are talking as slow as they can to make time. Have you used speed adjust on YouTube? Awesome. All the time.
I don't think I have.
I use that on audiobooks too. I'll do it 2 or 3 times fast because my brain can
Pick it up.
pick it up faster than
Yeah.
I can read. Yeah, Shayna, I do that all the time. And it sounds like Alvin and the Chipmunks, but
You get in your data faster.
you're
Yeah,
downloading
just
that
want
data.
the data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some people who read, like, if it depends on the book, and there's got to be passion behind it. You're
Yeah.
missing out on the picture they're painting
Yeah, right.
if you do the speed. But
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of miss when we had to call after 9:00
Yeah, right.
because then you don't get to talk to somebody all day, right? And then you have all of this that you can get out.
You
like
got
a little
15
chipmunk,
minutes.
and you got
Yeah.
15 minutes, and then you got free minutes at 10:00.
Yeah.
But most kids are supposed to be sleeping. But most
I
I
saw I actually saw a report that landlines are coming back in. A
I
lot of
did too.
a lot of the 20 and 30-year-olds don't want their kids to have cell phones, so they're bringing back landlines.
that's funny.
So you got a lot of young kids now. But none of them were the rotary. They were the
No,
touch
I'll buy
style.
my kids a
Touch.
rotary phone just to torture the shit
Yeah.
out of them.
Right.
Speaking of
Rotary
how-
phones.
rotary phones, what was my daughter said? She said, I don't understand your generation because I keep hearing sayings. So if the early bird gets the worm, then why is patience a virtue? I'm like, I got no argument to that. I got nothing. Right. So when you
Go to your room.
when you're talking with the
And the second mouse gets the cheese.
That's right.
but these are all hand-me-downs from parents, right? That those are the sayings. Those are the bumper stickers that they give you.
Yeah.
I love it.
But yeah, I mean, you do look at it. You do look at a lot of them. That was, we've got a guy who loves to pass on life lessons. Those are quite quick little bumper sticker life lessons.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't be the early worm. That's
Guys, there's no need now.
Yeah, be the second worm.
That's right.
Whatever.
Shayna, I agree. Like when you go out to eat, you notice a lot of people. There's some families that have all their phones out and nobody talks, and then other families are actually communicating.
Right.
My family, you pull out a phone when we're having a conversation is a sign of disrespect, and I was raised that my whole life. So it's just, unless like I have to tell people sometimes, like I'll tell Drew, like, hey, sorry, I really love that quote. Can I put it in my phone really quick? Like I let people know that I'm pulling my phone out.
Yeah.
Because I still think it's a huge sign of
Man, when I was young, if somebody pulled out a phone, I would have been amazed. What is that?
I know that when I was
Is that a
young, I sat at
walkie-talkie?
a dinner table with a hat on, it get cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's also a sign of disrespect. So
Yeah.
things are the same but different.
Yeah. No.
we have lots of opportunities for people to show disrespect in our society today. Sadly.
Oh yeah. No. When we're at the dinner table, we're having conversation, so there's not time to pull out a phone, right?
Yeah.
If we're out to eat, it's the same thing. There's a lot of distractions in a restaurant. We love Chili's. There you go, Chili's. A little shout out, but we love Chili's. So there's always distractions and TVs, and I'm my favorite show is people watching. You go, and I can watch people all day long. I find it a sport. It's wonderful.
Well, Deke, I'm totally with you on that, and it's total sidebar. But the best place I've ever people watched in my life is South Beach in Miami. So if you ever get the chance, that's the best people watching on the planet that I've seen so far. It's just, you see everything. But I'm with you. I love to watch people.
Yeah. Yeah, Shayna. Yeah, absolutely. If we were get a call that that family was going to be in town,
True.
yep, you rearrange that
Yes.
calendar. Yeah.
it was
No.
like the government coming into town.
Right.
Boy, if you did not cancel those plans,
That's
your
it.
service was coming. You know
And,
who your in-laws are.
and it wasn't even a question.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, I've got a birthday party. I got
There was no argument.
this weekend.
I just wanna
Aunt
share
Judy's in
Grammy's
town.
dress.
That's right. That's what.
I knitted that sweater. It took me 1,800 hours. Oh, it itches everywhere, Grandma. That unicorn.
You shouldn't have used twine. I appreciate that.
I'm breaking out into rash or something.
It feels like straw.
That's right. Absolutely.
My nipples
Thank God my grandma just drank screwdrivers and smoked cigarettes. So we didn't do any of that.
Oh, yeah, get your 7
Yeah, that's right.
I remember my
Absolutely.
grandma. I barely. She died when I was pretty young, but I remember her constantly yelling at us for no reason and being like, "You sit on the couch and you shut your mouth." There was a lot of that.
And the couch was wrapped in plastic.
It was in plastic. And my brother and I tried to constantly grab the candy that all came out one piece.
Oh yeah, the ribbon
that had
candy.
hair on it or
yeah.
something.
Dust hair. She just roll it over.
Weird looking candy that non-wrapped.
Yeah, but
You just go get some more gravy, right, Drew? More gravy.
but again, after church, it was still it was still Sunday after church. You go over to grandma's house. If we went to my dad's house, we always had like sloppy joes and chips. If we went to my mom's mom and dad, it was chicken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the cousins were there. Yeah, everybody was there on a Sunday.
Joes are good.
A lot of hamburger helpers back
Sloppy Joe with a slice of American cheese.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
It. And rippled potato chips.
Yep.
But not Ruffles because they cost too much. Yeah.
Corn chips, corn Fritos.
Oh, Fritos are always good.
Right. Almost chips.
Almost. That's it. Yeah, but absolutely. And it was. There was a time, Shayna. Can the 7 cousins? Those were your friends. You're like, hey, man, let's all come over to our house for a sleepover, right? Yeah, Shayna says spent more time wondering why anyone would put gravy on pasta.
Oh, I opened up a can there, didn't I, Drew?
Oh, you sure did. It's sauce.
Yeah,
gravy goes on meatloaf and usually has mushrooms in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you say that. I am so glad to hear you say that.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Gravy is what I sweat when I'm at the gym.
That's disgusting.
Really
Well, that's the last time I'm putting gravy on anything.
Oh my God.
Enjoy shit on a shingle today, folks.
Yeah.
Sausage and deep sweat does not sound good.
Cracker Barrel. Yeah, nobody's going to Cracker Barrel and getting the biscuits and gravy.
Oh,
yeah, not anymore. Nope, not anymore. You just killed their business.
Not without all kinds of green juice to follow down with it,
Oh,
good
that's
Lord.
awful. That's awful.
Oh God.
Why do I do this to myself every week?
This is everybody's ability to go, yeah, my life's not that bad.
No,
These idiots. Oh my God.
Oh man.
So good.
All right. Well, hey guys, I'm going to log out because my duty calls. And
Yeah, all right, buddy.
As long as I could, but it's great to see everybody.
Duty.
Yeah.
Great weekend. All right.
EOODY.
Duty. That's right.
All right,
Yeah,
Don.
duty calls. Yeah.
fun.
Take care, everybody.
And that was Don Stevenson, all the way from Texas this morning, joining us. Of course, remote today is Scott Giles as well. He must have not hit the alarm. I don't know.
What do you think, Scott?
That's it.
Well, I
And
think if you shake hands with everybody,
Shayna's out of
make
here
a good
too.
respect.
Oh yeah.
Shayna's out of here too. Listen, we started late, but we don't have to.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to stick around for that hour. We got 5 more minutes or whatever. But
Well, I have to tell Kelsey real quick. I'm like, you need to quiet it down a little bit. You talk a little too much.
But a big event today for Kelsey.
It was big event. Why don't you talk about that?
Very big event. We have the charity walk that starts today at 6:30 to 8:30 in Island Lake, Illinois, over by Emerald Dispensary. And it's to help support families who have unexpectedly lost a child. I actually have quite a bit of donations, and I'm excited for today. And all the tables are getting set up. 216 will be there as well to help us out with a little bit of conversations and to do.
We're excited to be there.
Yeah. So I'm super nervous, but super excited. I have had
Nothing to be nervous about. You're right where you're supposed to be.
You've killed
Yeah.
this. You've put this together so quickly, and I'm so happy that that this inaugural walk is a success already.
Yeah, we have our shirts in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Love it.
awesome.
Nice. They got little QR codes on the back. You can scan it and go straight to the website.
That is sweet. And listen, this morning, don't go too far because at 10 a.m., two gregarious guys are going to be on at 10 a.m. Special time. They've been off for a couple of weeks doing gregarious things, but they're going to be here in studio at 10 a.m. live.
This room.
Yeah, we'll be
Yeah.
we'll be here in the audio room with them. It'll be fun, and it'll be another neat way to top off the morning here at 216 Creator Studios. But two gregarious guys coming in. We've got. Listen, if you're looking for a powerful show. And you need some personal growth and maybe leadership. The Leader's Edge with Steve and Ernalita is just starting to tear it up. These two are professional leadership coaches with the John Maxwell Corporation, and they're doing great things. Their show yesterday, it's on every Thursday at 1 p.m. And yesterday they had on a naval pilot that talked about just 4 great steps about leadership from the Crux team, CRUX. Ryan was his first name, but just a great guy.
Yeah.
And some great content. But what a cool show! So if you're really looking for some personal growth and some things there, that's a great show to get into too.
And stay tuned for one and only echoes.
Yeah, coming.
Of AI. That's going to be so fun.
There's not another show. There's not another podcast. There's not another show. Nothing like it out there.
That'll be kicking off the end of October.
It's going to be awesome. So Echoes of AI coming up. So a lot of good things happening here at 216 Creator Studios. We keep getting bigger, better, but we can't do it without you, without your support. You need to go out. If you're out there on YouTube, which I see several of you are, like, smash, subscribe, follow, ring the bell, whatever you do, so that you get notified when all these great shows that we have here, and we keep building and building and building and building and building. And we're very, very excited about what's going on. But yeah, for us, all of us here on the grounds, we absolutely love y'all being here. And sorry for the late start, but be the change you want to be. Yada yada yada.
Put your phones down.
After this show, put your phones down.
Right.
That's
Put your
it.
shoes on.
Yep. For all of us here at 216 Creator Studios, thanks for joining the grounds. We'll see you next week.
I'm like the slingshot.